Hello Minecraft world, welcome to a tutorial video by Fritz Builder, the father and son Minecraft build team. So as always, Fritz is here, right Fritz?
Yep.
So this is a tutorial series.
From our last video today, Daddy walked away from the video.
Yeah, I'm not going to walk away from the video. So what we're going to do today...
Because you weren't controlling and I was.
I had to go get you something. I'm so sorry. Goodness gracious. You can't handle it for 2 seconds on your own? Okay. So what I'm going to do in this tutorial is I've been playing with minecarts, Fritz, right? You know Daddy's been playing with minecarts?
Yep.
And I'm going to show... Well, this is kind of just really for Fritz, too. If other people watch it, great. But Fritz, I'm going to show you what I discovered about minecarts. Because we need to make some automatic minecart hoppers for our city, right? So say that you're in a minecart, right? Let's get in there. Oh, I messed it up. I already messed it up. Look at that. Look at me. So say you're on a minecart again, and you're coming to the station, you're coming to the stop. You want the minecart to go away, and then a new one to show up, right? So, and that's how it works. So let's see if that one's not there. We're in the cart. I'm so horrible with this keyboard. So let's get back in there. Okay, so you come to the station. Cart shows up, right? And what happens if the cart isn't there? We want to be able to have some kind of function to get a cart there, right? So if no minecart, flip twice. There's a cart, okay? So, as always, when I look online for things to do in Minecraft, I found a bunch of different tutorials on how to do this, and one guy had a tripwire over this, so if the minecart wasn't there, one would spawn. I just didn't like it because it wasn't very clean, and I just didn't like it. So I played around. So what I'm going to show you here is actually about 4 different things you could do and the problems associated with them, right? So almost all these things has a cactus here that the minecart rolls into, because when the minecart gets to the cactus, it busts it back into the small item, and then it's supposed to drop in a hopper system that can then go to a some sort of a dropper, right? And pop back out. Right? So we slap that back on there. Actually, you know what? We had a detector rail right there, right?
Power rail.
No, that was a detector rail. So let me go through some here. Now, one of these videos I thought was the best one ever, and what it had was a piston, and when the minecart came close to it, the piston would push it into the cactus. But when I tried to go and remake that doesn't work anymore. So guess what would happen if I push the piston on, Fritz? What do you think is going to happen?
It's going to push the rail.
It's going to push the rail. So it not only pushes the rail,
it destroys
the cactus, and the minecart is still there. So that doesn't work at all anymore, which was a shame because it was such an awesome build. Now I did try if you put the piston up here, then it just misses the cart entirely. So say put the cart back down, and let's put where's my grass? I need a block here, a random block. So if you put this up here, and let's get a lever.
I was trying to test out to make a garden thing.
Yeah. Yeah, he was making a automatic garden a minute ago.
With the water.
Yeah. So if you have this one up here, it doesn't touch the minecart. So there's no way to just push the minecart in there. And of course, if you put a piston on top of a half slab, then it still puts the block at the same level. So this just doesn't work at all anymore, and it's a shame. So this was kind of my original design, and we'll get to this one in a second. But again, it's the same thing. You've got the cactus, and you've got a half slab on top of the cactus that, for one, keeps the cactus from
growing.
Yeah, from growing, right? And it does one more function, is that when you're in survival mode, the half slab keeps you from hitting the cactus and getting cactus damage, right? So that's almost exclusively how these things work. I did try maybe shooting the minecarts with arrows, but then of course it needs more than one arrow to hit, and of course you're going to hit yourself. So that just doesn't work. Now here's another way of doing this same kind of setup, and this is vertical. If you didn't want to have the same amount of space, you could have this system come up here. Same kind of item, falls into the hole, and then goes into the hopper. You're still going to have to use 2 hoppers. But with a system like this, you really have to watch out on the order in which you place these rails. So here, watch this, right? So if you put the order of the rails wrong, your rails are going to go every which way. So it depends heavily on when you start this, right? So you have to have this top one done first, and then you can place the bottom rails. And as you leave the station, then it rolls along this, and you can leave correctly. Now we get to, this is probably the most simple one with the least amount of items. This has got the least amount of items, but not reliable. So same kind of thing. You show up with your minecart here. We go in there. We hit the end. It drops in the hole. And we have the activator rail with just one piece of redstone here that activates the dispenser, and the dispenser shoots out our minecart. And with these dispensers, which works great, is you can, as long as you have a rail next to the dispenser, that will turn into a minecart, right, on the actual rail. Right, Fritz? Mm-hmm. So as long as it's some way on there, well, I think we're out of minecarts at this point. There's still one in there. There you go. See? So it works there. Now, what I'm talking about of unreliable, and I'm going to get to some of these silly items here in a minute, but one last feature which you might want to do for your automatic minecart system is this is a comparator, right, Fritz? Mm-hmm. You know what the comparator does?
Not so much yet.
Yeah. It compares the signal strength of one thing versus this next, and if it's true or not, or other things, it'll light up lights, or it has a signal that comes over here. And without getting into a big detail of what comparators do, one of the main features of a comparator is it can tell you how many items are in a chest. So what I have here is a hopper. I've got 6 arrows in the hopper, and what this will do here, that comes through here, the signal will actually be a signal of 6. But all I'm doing is I'm putting a redstone light here. So this light is indicating that the chest actually has something in it. So if I shoot all the arrows out, that light will turn off. And that's it. So the light is off because there's nothing in there. How's that? Is that cool? Mm-hmm. So now if you just have this very simple setup here with this comparator, you could have a light next to your minecart dispenser to see is it empty or not, and if you need to refill it, right? Mm-hmm. So that's pretty cool. So let's show you here an issue. So let me go to my inventory. I'm going to have one free spot right here, right? Mm-hmm. All right. Oh, man, we're already ready to be back day. So let's put a minecart out. I'm in it. Let's see. Now, did it fall in the hopper or did it fall in my inventory? Let's find out. It's in my inventory. It didn't actually fall in the hopper. Try this again. Again, it went in my inventory, not in the hopper. This one works about... well, on this test, not really working at all. It was working for me about halfway. That one, I think, oh, it actually fell in the hopper that time. So now it's in the hopper. So, and if you see, if when we stand back, when we just push it, see that? Why did it fall over there? What do you think is happening, Fritz?
It's not getting into the hole.
It's not getting into the hopper for some reason. And if you leave this block out of here, then sometimes it falls in the hopper. Again, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it falls in the crevice. And you can't put, that one fell in there, but you cannot put a block next to a cactus, because what would happen if I put a block
It will disappear.
It'll disappear, that's right. So the cactus will disappear. If you put a block right here, that cactus disappears. So then you don't have the cactus anymore. So you can't put anything near there. So if you put a block here, then it's going to shove that minecart this away, and sometimes it falls here, and then you end up picking it up. So that's why this one is a minimal setup, but it just doesn't work as often because of that. Now here's another reason of some don'ts, is be careful with the detector rails. And this is what I'm going to show you, Fritz. This is cool. Okay, so when you you have a minecart up there, that detector rail is on, right? Mm-hmm. So if you have a detector rail on top of your hopper, and say you have a cactus right here and it kills that, there is a split second here where that detector rail is still on when it comes over. So here, let me show you this. Let me break that. I'm going to put a detector rail here. Now if I push that minecart over that, and let's get it to actually land on top of it. When it lands on top, oh, now you saw it. That one did it. What happens is that detector rail is still on for a split second, and when it's in this form, the item is in that form, it sits on top of there. And when it sits on top of there, you pick it up instead of the hopper picking it up. So
it's because it blocks the hopper.
Yeah, exactly. It blocks the hopper. So you should never have a detector rail right on top of the hopper, because when it's on, then you end up picking the item up and not the hopper. But you can see how this has got some problems with it, right? Mm-hmm. So when I come back here to this guy, and let's say, but why does this one work, whereas the other ones didn't? So let me pull this minecart out. Now let's see how many times I can go here, and let's see if it's not in there, right? Didn't fall in there. Try it again. That's twice. Nope. Still in the hopper. Do one more time. 3 times. Still not in my inventory. So what do you think is going on?
The hopper picks it up before you do.
Yeah. By having the second hopper here, since often this thing will break and fall. Here, let's push one in there. Let's see where it lands. It wants to fall in the hopper instead of you. So this design seemed to be the most reliable to me. And by having a button here, I just felt that it was cleaner than having a tripwire or something to go straight over this. And if we bust these blocks out here, you can see my setup underneath, the actual redstone. And so all I'm going here is from this detector rail, right? Mm-hmm. So that detector rail activates that block right there, and it comes underneath here, coming around here. This powers this block, and underneath here, let's see if I can get somewhere I can see. I have a redstone torch under this. So this is activated all the time, okay? This dispenser. But the dispenser is only going to shoot something out when you turn it on, and like the first time it turns on, something blows out of the dispenser, right, Fritz? Mm-hmm. If you just leave it powered, it's not going to put one out. So it's like a not statement. So by flipping the switch off and on, then the minecart shows up, right? And it's there.
But if you look under where you switched it now,
and then we still work. This just seemed to be the most reliable setup for me. See, when you turn it off, turn it back on, there's your cart, and you get on it, and you push off, right? Mm-hmm. So you probably want to put a block here to keep it from rolling backwards, maybe. But yeah. But otherwise, when you cover this all up, the only blocks that you have sticking out of here are. Let's see, I might not do that one. Yeah, I could. No, I can't have that one, because it blocks the signal. These 2 blocks here, and then the cactus. That's it.
And a block from keeping the minecart rolling backwards.
Yeah, probably a good idea. So you push it in there. There it goes. So you think you could make that setup, Fritz?
Might be a little bit hard, but
You think you could do it?
it might be a little bit hard.
Yeah. Well, if Fritz is 7, so if he can do it, I think anybody can do this, right? So do you understand, Fritz, why the detector rails don't work? Oh, this is one. This is cool. This is something I'm going to do to make a switch out of at some point. So watch what happens when I put a minecart on top of this detector rail. What happened?
The rail changed.
The rail changed. It's changed directions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the problem I had of putting these rails in why you need either some sort of a space in between it, and if you have it vertical, you need at least 2 spaces, because if I put a detector rail up here, same kind of thing, I have to start the top one first. So here's a detector rail, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I can go down to this bottom. But if I roll a cart up here, then the rails change. So as you come into the station, then the rails all mess up on you, right? Mm-hmm. So you can't do that. So I'm hoping this kind of quasi-tutorial, not just to show you, hey, one setup that works, but maybe to give you some ideas to test and play around. So you think you could test and play around, Fritz, and do some stuff?
I'm testing all these farm things that you wanted.
Yeah, you're testing farm stuff right now. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed our little tutorial video about how to work
Dad,
with...
should you show me my anything farm?
Your anything farm?
But cactus only in the pot.
Fritz is working on a cactus pot farm. Maybe in the next tutorial video.
Should you show it real quick?
No, we'll do that in another video because that's going to take some time, okay? So, alright, so, well, thank you for watching, and if you have any suggestions about minecarts, let us know.
You might think my redstone, my little automatic farm that anything farm, but only cactus in the pot one. You might think that might be a crazy redstone thing when it's not.
Redstone thing.
It's not.
It's not. All right. Well, thank you for watching, and if you have any suggestions about railroads, let us know. Bye.
Bye.